Welcome everybody to break 17097. This is our 2025 Leaf Metal Hockey Legends, Part 3. So 5 boxes of the new 2025 Legends Hockey. So the way with this one works is we open up all the boxes and we stack all the cards in order. Then we enter all those cards in the randomizer, randomize the names and the hits between all participants, and then you each get assigned a card, and we'll go through it and review it from there. All right, so here we go. Let's open up our boxes and see what we've got to work with. All right, we start with Chris Pronger. Chris Pronger auto, number 2 out of 2. Steel Blades of Bobby Hull. Steel Blades Bobby Hull, 3 out of 5. We have a dual auto Polar Pairings of Dennis Potvin and Bob Nystrom. 1 of 1. Potvin and Nystrom. Yeah, I've got the game on, Henry, in the background. Actually didn't black it out on me here, so how about that? All right, here we go with our second box. First one was pretty solid. I was being very reserved. One more. Keep them in order here. There we go. All right, we have a Steel Blades of Haley Wickenheiser. Haley Wickenheiser Steel Blades. 1 of 1. Very nice. 1 of 1 Steel Blades. Haley Wickenheiser. Steel Blades of Hillary Knight. 2 out of 5. And we have the 4 Legends. This is an all-female box. Carolyn Ouellette, Natalie Spooner, Hillary Knight, and Haley Wickenheiser. That is awesome. The 4 Legends. 1 of 1. It's a great box. All right, Steel Blades of Martin St. Louis. 1 of 1. Another 1 of 1. That's what, 4 already in this break, I think. 3 or 4 anyway. Martin St. Louis Steel Blades 1 of 1. We have Marty Turco. Another 1 of 1. We have Metallic Inscriptions. Joe Mullen. Stanley Cup ×3. Like, is this like all 1 of 1s in this box? What's going on? It's crazy. It's like 5 or 6 1 of 1s already. Steve Larmer, Steel Blades. 1 out of 2. Larry Robinson auto. 4 out of 4. And metallic inscriptions, Daryl Sittler. 1 out of 2. And final box. Patrick Line. Patrick Lalime. Patrick Lalime. 3 out of 7. Simone Gagne. 6 out of 7. And Super Joe Metallic Inscriptions, Joe Sakic. 1 out of 10. All right. Let me enter these into the system here, and we'll random off and figure out who gets which card. All right, got them all entered in there. All right, so let's move over to the randomizer. So we have all our 15 participants in the randomizer. We got Jake, Hockey Card Nico, Dakota, Hockey Card Nico, Daryl, Jason, Mark, Dakota, Jonathan, Robert, Hockey Card Nico, Jason, Mark, and J Blaze. So randomizing 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have Dakota at the top, down to Hockey Card Nico at the bottom. Dakota at the top, Hockey Card Nico at the bottom. We have Chris Pronger as our hits. We have the Bobby Hull, Potvin and Nystrom dual auto, Wickenheiser at a 1. We have the Knight, We have the 4 legends: Martin St. Louis, Marty Turco, Joe Mullen, Steve Larmer, Larry Robinson, Daryl Sittler, Patrick Lalime, Simon Gagne, and Joe Sakic. So those are our 15 cards that we pulled in the order that we pulled them. All right, randomizing 4 times to assign your cards. Here we go. Good luck. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have Chris Pronger at the top, down to Patrick Lalime at the bottom. Chris Pronger down to Patrick Lalime. All right, here's your cards. Dakota, Chris Pronger. Hockey card, Nico, Bobby Hull. Jay Blaze, Joe Sakic. Jason, Steve Larmer. Mark with the Wickenheiser out of 1. Daryl with Larry Robinson. Jonathan, the Knight out of 5. Dakota with the Potvin and Nystrom. Robert Celeron with Simon Gagne. Jonathan with the Joe Mullen. Jason with the 4 legends. Mark with Daryl Sittler. Jake, Marty Turco. Hockey card, Nico with Martin St. Louis and Patrick Lalime. I'll print that off, and then I'll just do a quick review of the cards one more time for you guys so you can see your cards. All right, so this was the Chris Pronger. Out of 2. 2 out of 2 Chris Pronger. We have the Bobby Hull Steel Blades. Numbered out of 5. We have the Polar Pairings of Dennis Potvin and Bob Nystrom. That is a 1/1. Steel Blades of Haley Wickenheiser. 1/1. Steel Blades of Hillary Knight. Out of 5. The 4 legends: Carolyn Ouellette, Natalie Spooner, Hillary Knight, and Haley Wickenheiser. Martin St. Louis, Steel Blades. 1/1. Marty Turco. 1/1. Joe Mullen, Stanley Cup ×3 Metallic Inscriptions. 1/1. Steel Blades, Steve Larmer. 1/2. Larry Robinson, Montreal. Out of 4. Daryl Sittler, Metallic Inscriptions. Out of 2. Patrick Lalime. Out of 7. Simon Gagne. Numbered out of 7. And Super Joe Metallic Inscriptions, numbered at 10. All right, there we have it. That was break 17097, our 2025 Leaf Legends 5-box card random. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks very much.